We don't have an executive session.
No. Okay, welcome. I'd like to call this Finance Committee meeting to order. The first thing we have is assignment for request for council action. We have several for the Finance Committee, 2344 budget amendments, 2345 fund advance request, 2346 fund transfer request, railroad fund, 2347 and then and now Pioneer Technology Muni Court, 2348 then and now Pioneer Technology Muni Court, 2349 increase PO 23611 Technology Engineering IT, 2350 amend ordinance 222 account number, 2351 increase PO 23733 Littman Inc. Service Department, 2352 approved Teamsters contract, 2353 approve OPBA collective bargaining agreements, 2354 increase PO 23292 Akron Uniform PD, 2355 authorized expenditure to Kleinfelder Inc. fiscal year 22 CHIP grant, 2356 amend ordinance 20322 West Smith Reconstruction Project, 2357 amend 10422 Gates Mills Culvert Replacement, 2358 then and now for Medina County Sanitary Engineers, and 2359 expenditure of 15,000 flashing lights East Reagan, Ashwood, and Wester Bridge Drive at AI Root School. First one here next is budget amendments. We have 2023-11 GPS monitoring for indigent defendants. Keith, is
This is one of the pass-through accounts. The court funds have traditionally been 160s, but we ran out of numbers in the 160s, so this is 157, but it's one of the pass-throughs in the court.
okay.
Move to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2023-13 miscellaneous fiscal year 2022 CHIP.
This is a grant as well.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2345 advance request. Keith?
Advances, as we go over periodically, these are where we loan money from one fund to another. These are to cover grants. These are CDBGs and CHIPS, so they're federal grants. We will repay the grants once we receive the money, but the process is we spend the money, we submit for reimbursement, we get reimbursed, and then we can repay it.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2346, a transfer request for railroad fund. Keith?
The railroad fund operates with the customers that are on it, and then the city's one of the contributors to the annual fee that each of the customers pay. The city pays a like amount. This is our amount.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2347, and then and now for Pioneer Technologies for the Muni Court. Who's handling that one?
I guess me, because I don't see them here. They had I know they had a dispute with this software company, and I think it's been resolved now, and so they want to go ahead and pay them. And it's a then and now because we've been disputing exactly how much this would be paid.
Well, I guess, did they pay them? I mean, was there a PO issued and a payment made? Because the then and now means you already paid them.
No, then and now means the work's already been done. I don't issue the PO until you approve it.
Okay, so nobody's been paid. Because I usually get confused, because usually we have railroad then and nows like later on when we do the work already, because we had to do the work and then we pay them after the work has been completed. But this was a contractual, pursuant to a contract, I would imagine, that Nancy entered into, I would imagine.
Right, because Nancy was part of this dispute. I mean, this dispute dates back to when Nancy was here.
Okay, I'm just, maybe I don't understand what then and now means, but
Th-
this
that-
should just be a normal payment under the contract, because there was a dispute made, and now we're just paying it because,
But the then and now in the definition is if we issue a purchase order after the work has already been done, the auditors come in and ding us because we're not allowed to expend the money before the purchase order is issued. So the then and now says we had the money when the work was done, we still have the money now, and we're going to have to go ahead and pay it.
so explain that to the next one. Why do we have two then and nows for the same company then?
I wish Joe was here. I don't know what this second one is
I
paying
mean, I don't
for.
understand if we solve the dispute, there should only be one then and now. Because there's, one's a PTG Professional Services benchmark, and one's a benchmark annual software maintenance.
Right, but there are two different dates. If you note, the due date on the second one, the $8,000 one, is October 30th of '21, and the due date on the $33,000 one is November 20th of '22. So like we said, this dispute dates back to when Nancy was here, so it's over it's the same general dispute and the same general service, but it's two different time periods, is my understanding.
Well, yeah, one was due 10/30/21 to a professional service benchmark. I don't know who that is. And the other one looks like it was 11/20/22 for software maintenance from benchmark. And it says from 6/22 through 5/23, so that one doesn't seem like that's due yet. That's what's weird. Because the work hasn't been done yet. So I don't
John,
know-
maybe you should table this and get somebody here who knows what's going on.
Well, yeah, because I don't know, because if it's not due till May 23, how could it be a then and now? I don't know, yeah, there's a lot of questions, I guess. Is everybody okay with that? So we figure
I'm good with it.
figure out what's going on? Okay.
I don't understand it.
So we'll table 5 and 6. 2349, an increase of a PO 23611, Technology Engineering IT. Who's handling this one? Nobody? Any takers, Mayor?
Yeah, Darren's out of town. This is just a coverage for 1 year, a service contract, and it's increasing the PO.
Okay.
Originally, it was passed through Board of Control with a purchase order 23611 for 14,280, and then it come in a little bit higher, and being over 15,000 now has to come to finance.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 2350, amend ordinance 200, 22, account number change for Community Development Department. Andrew?
Thank you. Yes, this is ordinance 222, allowed us to solicit RFPs for a multi-use path plan and award it, which it was in October. Unfortunately, due to my error, the wrong ARPA number was included, so it's a correction from 1710410533315 to 52215, which is contractual services. Thank you.
Questions?
Move to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 2351, increase PO 23733, Littman Inc., for the Service Department. Mr. McCauley?
Thank you, Mr. President. So you started the year with a purchase order of $7,000 from Border Control. Had some lights go bad in the parking deck behind the big courthouse, the 2008 parking deck. We added 14 lights, changed them from they were metal halide to LEDs. So we upgrade, that's traditionally our upgrading. When a ballast goes bad or a light goes bad, we change over to LED. Here in City Hall, we had numerous bulbs that failed. Years ago, we had just changed the ballast because it was cost prohibitive to put a $400 fixture in. So what we did is change the ballast out. Well, that was 20 years ago, 15 years ago. So now we're seeing those fail. We're upgrading to LED. The LED lights installed are like $108, so it's become very cost effective to go that route. So long story short, I'd like to have this increased to $25,000 from the increase from 15,000, adding 10 more thousand to take care of some lights in City Hall and the PD that, like I said, we've had some lights burn out inside, which blackened, which is a little, it's not right. Thank you.
Any questions?
Move to approve.
Second?
I think the emergency clause is on that one, right?
My motion includes the emergency clause.
My second includes emergency clause?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. 2352, approved Teamsters contract 2023 to 2025. Mayor?
We didn't need the emergency clause on Littman.
Oh, you didn't? Because I
Is
saw,
that-
or was I
I don't
reading?
believe I had it marked, right?
It says no.
Oh, maybe I was reading
No.
the next one, I think.
No.
I did the same thing. I had scrolled down and
Oh, yeah, I scrolled down and I looked at it's the next one
It's-
that needs it.
It's finance only, so there's no need for emergency
right.
clause regardless.
I was looking at the wrong I figured you might want it though, because
You're forgiven.
you're all.
Someone take that mic away from him.
All right, 23052 is the approved Teamsters contract, 2023 to 2025. Mayor?
So if it's okay, I'll talk about this in the next one together. So collectively, we met with our unions. Nino handled the Teamsters, and John Delino handled the 3 OPBA contracts. And substantially, the only changes are 3.5% per year for 2023, 2024, 2025. 2023 will be retroactive back to January 1st of this year, which we've already given to the non-union employees. Each of the 4 contracts also add in the June 19th holiday that was created in the middle of these contracts, prior contracts. And the last thing, which is only for the dispatcher's contract, and I know we've briefly talked about this, but to try to attract more candidates, what the challenges we're having with the dispatch when we did a comparison of other starting rates for dispatchers, ours was on the low side. So we could rectify that by removing the A step and having 5 steps instead of 6 steps. So B becomes A on it goes, but it doesn't take them 6 years, it takes them 5 years. And it's our hope, and the other unions weren't objectionable to that or didn't want a Me Too clause, that we can then get some of these dispatch slots filled that we're having such a hard time with. And then we would respectfully request the emergency clause, because every pay period that we do is going to cause, without it, is going to cause finance to have to go back. And not only is it the pay, that's simply a calculation, but then it's also the pension calculations. And now we've lost January and February by the time we get this passed. So it's just a lot more paperwork that we would like to abate as soon as we possibly can.
I appreciate that.
Anybody have any questions on the contracts?
Move to approve the Teamsters contract with the emergency clause.
Second, including the emergency clause.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 2353, approve the OPBA contracts as the mayor discussed.
Move to approve with the emergency clause.
Second, including the emergency clause.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next one is 2354, increase PO 239292, Akron uniform for the police. Chief?
Thank you, Mr. President. This is an increase to the PO for our uniforms with the new officers that are coming on board. Thank you.
Questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 23055, authorized expenditure for Kleinfelder, Inc., fiscal year 2022 CHIP grant. Andrew?
Thank you, Mr. President. This is, we were authorized by ordinance 8022 to enter in a contract with Kleinfelder for administration of our program year 2022 CHIP program. This included $62,000. Most of it was general administration, and $6,500 is for a required environmental review record. So this is for $62,000 to Kleinfelder through a few accounts here. The emergency clause is being requested as it took some time to set up these POs. We had a couple meetings with the consultant in our finance department just to make sure that we're taking the money out of the right pots. Thank you.
Questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 2356, amend ordinance 20322, West Smith reconstruction. Patrick?
Thank you. When this ordinance originally passed, it had an incorrect grant amount. It's only $90 off, but the correct grant amount is $2,046,590, not the $2,046,500 shown in the ordinance. The Finance Department thought it was important to modify it to get it, to correct it.
Questions?
Move to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2357, amend ordinance 10422, Gates Mills culvert replacement. Patrick?
Thank you. The Gates Mills culvert has been installed. We're getting ready to do the concrete replacement. Upon inspecting the site, we had a certain amount of concrete that we're planning on removing and replacing. There's concrete on either side of that replacement area that's just in terrible shape. If we didn't do it now with the project, we'd have to go there this summer and do it with our annual program. The one benefit to doing it now, not only is it one project, but we still have some grant funds available, so the grant will pick up 73% of this additional cost.
Questions?
Move to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 2358, a then and now from Medina County Sanitary Engineers, Engineering Department. Patrick?
Thank you. This goes back to our discussion, I believe, at the last meeting about when council passed ordinance number 12221, which is an MOU with the county. It generated a purchase order to Medina County Commissioners. In actuality, it probably should have been made out to Medina County Sanitary Engineer, because that agreement split the cost, basically, of these improvements between the county sanitary engineers and us. This is the bill to pay the county sanitary engineers, and reviewing it with Lily and Lori, they determined that the easiest way is to, even though the MOU was passed before the work was done, just call this an MOU and issue a purchase order for that amount.
Any questions?
And then you do need the emergency clause?
I don't believe so.
It is marked on there
Is it?
as, yes.
I don't know. How quick do we want to pay them?
Yeah, they probably want paid. I
Okay.
mean, if we're waiting the 30 days, it'd be a long time before we pay them.
Move to approve with the emergency clause.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. And finally, 2359, an expenditure over $15,000 for flashing lights at East Reagan and Ashwood and West Sturbridge Drive at AI Rut. Patrick?
Thank you. Again, going back to our last meeting, we had discussion about this project where we thought we may have to bid this because it'd be more than $25,000. Well, since that time, I reached out to 3 different contractors and got quotes to install at both locations, the total of 4 of these flashing lights at 2 different locations. 2 of them did come up above $25,000, but we did have one that was just under at $24,715 from Signal Service Company. So if council likes, we can award that through Finance Committee tonight and get that project going.
Is everybody okay with that?
Move to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Is there anything else that needs to come before finance this evening? All right, we'll wait for council. Meeting is adjourned.
Yeah.